There's not a moment to spare. It's quite a drop from the top. So how you feeling down there? It's a cold, cruel, harsh reality. Caught, stuck here with your enemies. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart. Where did you think you could go? 'Cause everyone already knows it's 20 to 1. Yeah, so you better run. You got the world on its knees. You're taking all that you please. You want more, but you get nothing from me. You like the burden we bear. You love the hate that we share. You want more, but you get nothing from me. But enemies, enemies. You started something that you just couldn't stop. You turned the ones that you love into the angriest mob. And the one last wish is that you pay for it. And there's no way you're getting out of this. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart. Where did you think you could go?
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the first edition of the Raw Recap with me, Nate the Effing Great, and from Smart Money Podcast, Mr. AJ Jensen. And AJ, this was actually I think that this Raw is actually one of the best that they've had in a long time.
Yeah, it started out with a bang, and then it ended with a bang, too. And there's a few bangs in the middle that we will get to in the show.
Oh, gosh, yeah. But let's just go right into it. Starting off Monday Night Raw with the Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon contract signing of Samoa Joe to Monday Night Raw. But we also noticed a little bit of, I guess you could say, a little bit of cracks between the Stephanie and Mick Foley regime, I guess you could say. Question is, how much longer is that going to last? And how much longer before Foley gets the boot? Because you know it's going to be a matter of time at this point.
I don't know. I just think that's their way of, having a babyface general manager in the heel, like, COO or whatever she
The
is.
the heel bitch, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see like everything that's going on between the two of them. It just seems like it's getting closer and closer to Foley finally getting booted out the door and being told, hey, thanks for all your time, and we don't need you anymore.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, with Mick Foley now going to have to go out for hip surgery, I think that it's going to be inevitable that he'll be probably taking either time off or he will probably be he'll probably be gone. But
I didn't actually know he had hip surgery scheduled. So yeah, you're probably right there.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be scheduled either in the next couple of months, something like that. But we get into of course, Samoa Joe contract signing, and just as he's about to sign on the dotted line, everybody's favorite Samoan, Mr. Burnout, Roman Reigns comes out and basically tells him, hey, you want to bully somebody? Why don't you try to bully me? And Mick Foley says, hey, I can still make matches, so let's do Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns tonight. Wow, that actually caught me by surprise. I thought that the way they built this up, that they were probably going to save that for Fastlane, but because with Seth Rollins' injury update, we'll get into that in just a bit. But yeah, I thought that, right away this was going to be like a Fastlane matchup, and they were probably going to ditch the whole Braun Strowman thing for a Raw. But no, they put it up for tonight, and that gets anybody excited. Oh my gosh. 2 Samoans fighting, and it's not even over a buffet.
What was that?
I said 2 Samoans fighting, and it's not even for a buffet.
Yeah, no, it definitely caught me by surprise. I'm glad they did it. I mean, yeah, I was kind of like, holy crap, they're really going to do this. And it got the crowd pumped up, and it gave us one hell of a main event, that's for sure.
And definitely talking about the crowd quite a bit, because they were actually pretty... They actually were pretty enjoyed with the show. but that will play into the factor a little later on. We get into the first matchup of the night, which was Bayley versus Nia Jax. A rematch from, of course, Raw, TakeOver, you name it. I'm surprised that nobody's really mentioned that, the only person that has beaten, Nia Jax on multiple occasions has only been Bayley. You can count the whole Nia Jax Asuka thing, but that was only a one-time thing. Nobody's really beaten Nia Jax, and this matchup was basically what you would expect, where Bayley seemed like she was going to have the advantage, but in the end, she could not take out Nia Jax. Thoughts on this matchup opening up the show?
Yeah, well, first I kind of want to touch on something that you said about the crowd. There was a phenomenal, and not an AJ Styles sign, but a phenomenal sign I noticed in the crowd right away. Coming off the heels of the Super Bowl last night, someone just had a sign. It was like right in the center, maybe 4th, 5th row. It just said Atlanta blew a 28-3 lead, and I laughed out loud for real because that was freaking hilarious. Like just having that sign at Raw, obviously being football on Sunday and just being wrestling, no relevance at all, but still very, very funny.
Yeah, and there is going to be another football reference that we'll get onto later on in the show. But
oh yeah, we'll get to that. But getting back to Bayley and Nia Jax, I kind of feel like karma was a bitch for Bayley. You remember the last time she went against Nia Jax, Sasha Banks came out, gave Nia Jax a distraction, and allowed Bayley to pick up the victory. Well, this time, the table turned, Charlotte comes out, causes the distraction, and Nia Jax gets the victory.
Yeah, that actually is a good point. And despite, Bayley trying to evening the odds, it was just not enough. Nia Jax, hits a Samoan drop, 1, 2, 3. But it was also announced that next week that it will be Charlotte versus Bayley for the Women's Championship in a rematch from Royal Rumble. I am praying that we do not see the Sasha Banks Charlotte thing repeat itself. I think that they need to keep Bayley off the title until at least WrestleMania time. But do you think that the Raw curse for Charlotte will happen next week?
I sincerely hope not. I'm going to have to agree with you and say it. And I kind of feel like this is everybody that we know, that we've all talked about this in our little circle of friends, wrestling friends, that the general consensus is we all feel Bayley's going to win the title at WrestleMania, and we're all thinking a fatal four-way match between Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, and Nia Jax. This title match next week, I don't see Bayley going over. I really see them kind of doing the Daniel Bryan, the really big underdog story. She's going to keep getting told she's not good enough. She's going to lose matches, and they're going to keep saying she's not good enough, only for her to silence all the critics and shut everybody up and win the title at WrestleMania.
Well, we can only hope. And actually, a couple of matches were made for Fastlane that we will get into in just a bit. But we get into the next, I guess you could say, matchup. Braun Strowman taking on 4 random people. And I remember saying to you, during that segment, it's like, who the F are these yahoos? It's like I've never seen an arrangement of jobbers in my entire life that looked as colorful and as different as these 4 guys that came out. I was like, what the hell? What is this?
You can go ahead and thank the local talent for that one. But I'm right on board with the one guy who just ran away. I don't know. That dude's probably the smartest one out of all 4 of those guys. Just screw that. It's like Braun Strowman to these 4 guys were like, if those 4 guys were the Power Rangers and got together and made the Megazord, it's still Braun Strowman's still bigger than all 4 of those guys.
Yeah, and I will say this, I was kind of disappointed at the finish because I was honestly expecting Braun Strowman to do like a four-man power slam where he just puts like all four guys on his shoulders and then just slams them down like Ryback used to do with like 2-3 guys. But
yeah, I mean, doing it with 2 guys is one thing. I don't know if he could do it with 4. He did something like that. He'd probably have to do like 2 guys on each shoulder. But I still think just like in the concept of safety of how you could do that safely with 4 guys, I don't, off the top of my head, can't think of any real safe way to do that. So that's probably something we'll never see.
You never know. Hey, you just got to believe in the Braun, man. You got to believe in the Braun.
I really like what they're doing with Braun Strowman. If you would have asked me this a year ago, I would have been like, no Braun Strowman at all, please. He's really improved a lot over this last year, and I give him all the props in the world. He deserves everything he's getting right now, and I think they're priming him up to be the next giant in WWE. I don't see Big Show being around too much longer, even though he is in the best shape of his life. I'm not sure what Big Show's final match will be. I got a feeling it might be possibly WrestleMania with Shaq or somewhere maybe SummerSlam down the line against Braun Strowman maybe.
Well, I think that rumors have been escalating that Big Show's just going to do WrestleMania and then that's it. But, well, then at the same time, I think Braun Strowman got his rub off of Big Show at Royal Rumble. So I think, as far as, a Big Show versus Braun Strowman match, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that not happening. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things where it seems good on paper, but then when you see it, it's just like, okay, we're here, and now I regret a lot of things.
I kind of feel like it would be like the passing of the torch. Obviously Strowman would go over, and that would be Big Show. Big Show's way of passing the torch as him being the new giant in professional wrestling, which, like I said before, it really seems like that's the way they are booking Braun Strowman to be.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But getting back to Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman basically says, Mick Foley, I told you that I wanted competition. You didn't give me competition, so I'm going to find you. Yells at Foley, and Foley makes the matchup. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane. I'm actually looking forward to this matchup. The only thing that I think could make this bad is if Roman Reigns goes over clean. I think that would just demolish every single bit of momentum Braun Strowman has. But your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you on that. As much as I hate to say it, I got a feeling Roman Reigns is going to go over. As far as it being a decisive, clean victory, I don't know. It could just be something really stupid. But I think, if you want to keep everything he's done with Braun Strowman going, he's got to go over somehow. And if it's a Reigns wins by DQ or some kind of count out bullshit, then I'll be okay with it. But if he goes over 100% clean, they're pretty much like you said, erasing everything that Strowman built up to this point.
Yeah, well, we'll have to find out in a few weeks at Fastlane, but we're not covering that, so we're not going to have to worry about that atrocity. But going from something even more happy, I literally, well, not literally, but almost came to the point of wetting my pants as soon as I heard the name of Akira Tozawa coming to Monday Night Raw and him beating Drew Gulak again. Oh my gosh. When I saw the CWC, Akira Tozawa was like one of my odds-on favorite guys. He just knew everything that the fans would like, and honestly, his matchup on Raw was not even bad. It was actually pretty good. He found a way to get the crowd interactive. He found a way to get them involved and get them excited. And that German suplex out of nowhere was just beautiful. I loved it, and I'm glad Akira Tozawa is in the Cruiserweight division.